Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with vintagemagic.com. Yep, we're still alive here in the quarantine. There's stupid mosquitoes everywhere. What the hell's going on? All right, so I want to talk to you guys today about the economy, what's going on right now in the market. First off, the stock market is booming back from the March lows. It was down to like Dow 19,000, and now it's like a whopping Dow 25,500 something today. Absolutely insane, right? So what you're seeing is kind of what I already said before, that the market is heading back to a reopening. Reopening is kind of one of those things where, well, do we reopen and then we lose more lives and it goes back up, spikes back up, or do we reopen and things are just going to stabilize? I think the consensus, honestly, because the consensus going on in the world is that people want to reopen and they want to start living again. And they've realized that, yes, we're going to social distance. We're going to do all those things that we've already changed our lives from. But the big thing that I want to share with you guys is Las Vegas is opening June 4th, right? Approximately. The casinos are opening. And that is a huge indicator of not only tourism, the travel, convention possibly later on. Obviously, they're not quite there yet. They're at the restaurant phase, kind of the gambling. They're going to have like 6 people to a craps table, 4 or 5 people at a poker table, something like that. So you have this dynamic where there's a phase 2 reopening. Now, it's not quite at the convention phase. So what does that leave for Magic the Gathering? Because all that really matters to me right now is, when are we going to get out of this place and actually do something with Magic? Are we going to be able to play 6 feet apart? Are there going to be like a glass barrier or a plastic plexiglass that's going to go like, have you seen these conventions where they have all these tables? Usually it's these tables lined up. I think it's about 2.5, 3 feet long tops or width. And then you have, you know, are we going to increase those tables, have 2 tables and then have a barrier? I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, they definitely have the space to do it, but how they're going to make those. And it's going to be reinventing the whole MAGICFEST experience, right? When you meet the artists and stuff, are they going to have glass barriers too and have social distancing? I guess that could work, right? But are you forced to wear gloves because you're going to hand cards, Magic cards to people, and then are they going to have to sanitize their hands, the artists? And then, I mean, how's this going to work, right? So there's so many dynamics going on. I heard also Disney World in Florida is going to reopen possibly in July 11th. That's a huge deal, because what's happening is the world is just saying, hey, look, the curve is flattened and declined. We all want to start making money again. Customers, businesses, the consensus is right. Hey, we've done our part. Now it's time to reignite the economy. So look, if you feel that the economy is going to tank again because there's going to be a second wave, I think you're probably going to be right near the winter time. I think the summertime, people are antsy to get out of their house, right? I know people are just tired of being in their homes. They want to socialize, and they're really, honestly, willing to take a risk in the sense that, you know, yes, they're going to wear their masks, they're going to do their social distancing, but people are willing to take a risk to go out there and see people. And I still want to go to MAGICFEST 2020 in August in Las Vegas. If they open it up, and they haven't canceled that one yet, that'll be the show I will go to. I'm most excited for. As usual, I'll be there with some of my friends, and we're going to hang out. No table this year, but I will be doing deals in terms of buying from vendors. I look forward to have dinner with you guys. Hopefully, you know, I don't know, just hopefully play some Magic, old school Magic. I got to tell you, man, I really miss getting out there, right? So I can't wait to see you guys if it happens. Tell me in the comments below if you're going to go to the MAGICFEST. Hopefully it doesn't cancel. I don't know what's going to happen, right? It's absolutely weird right now. You don't know what's going to happen, okay? You don't know. All right, so let's talk about the cards. People have been asking me, dude, what, Daniel, what's going on with the market? Should I be buying? Like I said before, at this point in the juncture in this game, I don't see the cards tanking. Even if there's a second wave and the cards tank, I don't see people liquidating their collections super fast, because what's happening is we've bought ourselves some time here. Right now is May, and think about this. Vaccine, okay, there's all this hints about vaccine could be really soon by the end of the year. A lot of people have been saying, well, it's going to take 18 months for clinical trials and everything to set in. Even if you have a vaccine, does it really even work, right? People don't even take vaccines. I mean, there's not even a vaccine for SARS or other viruses. So how do you even determine that? My prediction, and I want to hear from you guys, I think the world that we live in, because of the respiratory disease nature of this, it's going to cause us to change the way we buy, we interact. I think shaking of the hands will turn into this fist pumping, but even fist pumping actually becomes the same in a way. You can do elbows, but elbows can get dirt. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter, right? You have to understand that whatever you do, this disease, we don't know enough about the corona situation. It really is hard, it's unknown. And that's the scariest part, is that this particular strain of the virus actually can, people who don't have it, who are asymptomatic, can pass it along. Whereas other flus and other diseases or whatever, basically if you are sick, you're contagious at that time, right? But if you're not sick, you're not contagious. So that's really hard to determine. All right, so the big question is, what do we do now? Are you going to be buying stocks? Are you going to be buying more reserve list cards? How do what would you do right now, Dan? I've been asked this, and I think right now where I'm going to go into is I'm going to still continually buy collections, I'm going to start actually investing in some of these battered stocks a little bit, because they've increased a little bit, but now there's a lot more stability. But I'm going to be careful, and this is important to understand. Be careful right now, because tread lightly. There could be easily a huge drop off in the market. I'm also noticing a lot of layoffs, and this is what I said before. When you start losing your jobs, and there's these more and more layoffs, the impact is not going to just recover within just a month or two, just because the stock market has an upswing. It's more about the overall economy, and I really feel that consumer confidence, buying, and there's going to be this surge, right, that people are going to be buying stuff, traveling, seeing things, doing things. Yes, that's going to happen, but do not be fooled. People still are broke, losing their jobs. Now, how does that really affect Magic, though? Because Magic is a luxury type of thing. It's something that you essentially are, it's a feel-good thing. People still are buying, into all this stuff. Double Masters is coming out, right? It's going to be a huge thing. The Secret Lair is booming. I mean, all these sets, Magic is on fire still. All the new stuff from Magic is absolutely on fire. The old stuff, a little stagnant. A lot of vendors have sold their positions in old stuff to try to get cash. Especially the ones with LGS stores. A lot of them had to, so they could basically pay their employees or keep their the operating costs going. They are going to reopen, right? And then they're going to see revenues coming back. But I really wonder if these MAGICFEST conventions, and I got to say, as much as I want to go to Vegas in August 2020, I don't know if the world and the economy is going to be the places are ready for conventions. See, having a convention open is a massive amount of people, right? Thousands and thousands of people in one room area. And the type of possibility of an outbreak is massive, right? That includes sporting events type of thing, all those things. I don't think those are going to happen. I think the whole entire year of 2020 is shot for all conventions. Sporting events are going to be just the players playing themselves, and just, there's going to be some glitz and glamour, but there's going to be no one in the stands really except the coaches or whatever. That's the problem. You may have it so you have spectators staggered out. Movie theaters might go open but staggered out. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not the same. Until officially you have the vaccine, until you officially have that I don't know, I want to say cure, but protection, that knowing the disease, it's going to be really hard for even the Magic conventions to open. I also think it's a political thing in some way where this year's an election year. You know, I think the way Hasbro is, they're very, they're very liberal oriented. They're, have you noticed carefully that the states that are more the Democratic states versus the Republican states have shied away from opening fast. It's taken longer, like Washington State, Oregon, California, Hawaii, that whole thing there, right? The New Yorks, all that, New Jersey. But all the red states like Texas, Florida, all the Midwest states, they're kind of opening up. Their constituents are like, man, dude, I want to get out of here, right? I want to do something. And, it's kind of an interesting play. So I think as a company, to be safe, these Magic Fests are not going to happen for a while. I think Magic Arena continues to explode, continues to grow. There's going to be more tournaments focused on that. Great timing by Wizards. It's almost as if, imagine there was no Magic Arena. The Magic would be completely different, right? Hasbro stock would be plummeted even further, but it's kind of risen back up since like the lows around the $40 range. So you got to understand, it's back to normal in some ways, but you got to be careful as an investor. I'm still looking at deals, still trying to find opportunities, but I really feel that keeping cash on the sidelines, I'm going to say this, keep cash on the sidelines, at least 50% of the cash they have. So if you have extra cash to invest, extra cash, keep 50% at least ready for other buys, other opportunities if the market tanks. You can use the other 50%, you can invest in it, you can buy some Hilton stock, whatever you want, right? Don't buy stupid stuff, but buy stuff that has opportunity, that will not go bankrupt. You can buy Magic stuff, but again, the prices I honestly think are not going to go down too much for the old stuff. In fact, I think if you would have bought now, I think the prices are actually going to go back up, probably double to maybe even triple in the next 10 years. I'm just saying. You might be saying, well, double or triple. That's a long ass time for 10 years. But again, that's a conservative estimate. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole Alpha Black Lotus thing goes crazy again in the next 2 or 3 years, because people are eager to spend that money. There's so much money being pumped into the system right now. So much, the deals and the interest rates are so low, right? So people are making money left or right in our space that actually invests in higher end Magic. Now, people argue and say, well, prices have gone down, revised dual lands. Yes, as I predicted, revised dual lands are one of those things that are, again, battered because it's kind of like entry level legacy, investment type of thing. But I gotta tell you, there's so much money being weighted around the sidelines. So many investors are just waiting for another deal, right? And there's so much competition. And because the limitation of, there's not that much, PWCC doesn't have that many cards listed on their auctions anymore. Investors, collectors don't even want to sell because they don't even need the money. They want to sell at the higher times. And that shows strength, in my opinion. All right, guys, put in the comments below what the prediction is next for the economy, for the traveling, the Magic Fest. Do you think it's going to open up? When do you think it's going to happen? I want to hear all your thoughts below. And be safe out there. We'll talk to you guys soon. Aloha. Thank you everyone for supporting our channel. It means a lot to me that you're enjoying the content we're putting out there. I have a Patreon page that supporters have access to special perks and rewards. Become a supporter at patreon.com/vintagemagic. As a patron, you receive exciting pricing on sealed product, flash sales, annual gifts, and personalized consulting services from me. Again, thank you for subscribing to our videos and supporting the channel. I love meeting players, collectors, and investors all over the world. If you see me at a Grand Prix, please come by and say hi. I would love to meet you. Thank you everyone for your support and friendship. Thank you everyone for watching the videos. I wanted to do a special thank you to Sam Tang from Kitchen Table Magic. He's been a great friend and a great artist producing the videos. Been very patient with me in his directing. And I also want to thank Brian Weissman. Brian and I have become friends out of this, and I've learned a lot from him. And he's spent countless hours sharing his knowledge and wisdom. Without you guys and the support of my Patreon, this would never be possible. If you guys have additional comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you guys. Just go to vintagemagic.com and go to the Contact Us page. I would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.